Aloha everybody. My name is Doug Simons. I'm the director of Canada Francois Telescope. And tonight I thought I'd share with you a few thoughts, a few favorites, and a very special poem for this holiday season. For starters, the song you just heard by Henry Kapono, I think that's my favorite Christmas song of them all. I remember hearing that back in the 90s for the first time, and I still love it. Favorite place in this house that I built over the years is right here, right by my fireplace that keeps it warm here in the living room through these winter days in Hilo where I live. Normally I have a dog or a cat at my feet lapping up the warmth as well. Another favorite that I have is a favorite that's shared by kids all over the world. And I thought as a holiday gift I would read a poem for everybody tonight and share that with you here by my fireplace, a poem that I predict you'll recognize after I read just the very first line. So with that, let me start off. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window as it flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment he must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was a chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know that I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. When he sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." It's a wonderful poem. It's almost 200 years old, I think. I remember hearing that when I was just a little kid for the first time. So let me finish tonight by sharing a few thoughts during this difficult year for everybody, and a few thanks to share on behalf of CFHT and the observatories. First of all, I want to thank all the healthcare workers who have given so much of themselves to keep us all healthy and to be on the front lines under these difficult circumstances. I also want to express a heartfelt thanks to all the people who have been working for food distribution and making sure that people have their needs in these incredibly hard times. A lot of people have lost their jobs. There are very long lines for food. We have to keep it up, and I can't say how thankful I am that we live in a community where it's possible for people, even under these circumstances, to have food on their table and a roof over their head. I also want to give a big shout out to teachers. They are really heroes. They had to turn on a dime and go from in-class teaching to online teaching. They're doing a great job, and without that we may have lost an entire year of education for our kids. And speaking of kids, my message for you, it's a simple one. It's also kind of a hard one. I remind myself from time to time that the greatest virtue of them all is patience. It's also probably the hardest virtue. We need to be patient as we go through this pandemic until we come out the backside of it. I'm personally confident that next Christmas, next holiday season, it'll be much better. You'll be able to play with your friends, hang out at the beach, play baseball, do all the things that kids normally do. Those days will come back. But until now and then, we have to be patient with the whole situation as we work our way to the back end of this pandemic once and for all. So with that, on behalf of my family here in Hilo, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays from my Ohana 50 Strong and Canada France Wide Telescope based in Waimea, and from all the staff, the 500 plus from the Mauna Kea observatories. I wish you a Mele Kalikimaka. Good night, everybody. Take care of each other, and aloha.
On this special day, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas.